I never thought my life would take such a sharp and painful turn. Anna and I had been married for 6 years. 6 years of shared memories, hardships, laughter, and dreams. I truly believed we had something solid, something real. Sure, like any couple, we faced our share of ups and downs, but I never imagined betrayal lurking behind the familiar smile of the woman I loved. It started on an ordinary afternoon. Anna said she was heading out to run a few errands, Walmart, maybe Target. Nothing unusual. But hours passed. When she finally returned, something about her felt different, distant. Her explanation for being gone so long was flimsy at best. One small bag from Walmart, nothing that matched the time she'd been away. My gut twisted, instinct screaming that something was wrong. That night, while she was in the shower, I checked her phone. That's when everything changed. There was a message from someone named Brad. A hotel. Today. The text was casual, but its implications hit like a truck. My pulse pounded as I stared at the screen, my stomach turning. I confronted Anna, and after a moment of silence, a silence so loud it threatened to crush me, she admitted the truth. Brad was an old schoolmate who had recently come to town for work. His company had a contract with Ameren, Illinois, clearing trees near power lines. She told me his marriage was falling apart, and they had met just to talk. At a hotel. I felt like the air had been sucked out of my lungs. My world, my home, everything I thought was mine, suddenly felt like a lie. She begged me not to contact Brad's wife. She was afraid of what it would do to his family. But what about ours? Ours was already destroyed. I ignored her pleading. I needed the truth. I found Brad's wife on Facebook, gathered the screenshots of their messages and sent them to her. Within minutes she called me. Her voice trembled with heartbreak. She had suspected something was off for a while, but this was the confirmation she never wanted. Through sobs, she told me she was packing up her kids and moving in with her parents until she could figure out her next steps. She would confront Brad once she informed her family. I hung up and turned to Anna with a heavy, unforgiving heart. "You didn't just destroy our marriage," I said. "You destroyed 2 families in a single day." What did she expect? For me to beg her to stay? For me to pretend like it never happened? That wasn't going to happen. She had made her choices and now she would live with them. Just like Brad. But the story didn't end there. Brad had the nerve to call me after being confronted by his wife. His voice was full of rage, blaming me for ruining his life. He challenged me to a fight like we were kids on a playground. Maybe he thought I was weak. Maybe he thought I'd cower and let him walk over me the way he'd walked into my marriage. What he didn't know is that I've spent years training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've earned a brown belt. I spar. I strike. I don't just practice, I live it. So I told him, "If you're that eager to get your ass kicked, come over." And he did. 2 days later, he showed up at my house, jaw clenched, fists balled, ego flaring. I stepped outside and gave him one last chance to walk away. He refused. It wasn't a fight. It was a lesson. He swung first, wild and furious. I dodged easily, took him down and mounted him. I didn't have to do much, just held him there, chest to chest, until the anger drained from him and was replaced by panic. Then I stood up and made sure he felt a little of what I had felt, pain. Not just physically, but humiliation, shame, regret. In the end, he was bloodied, limping, and silent. Then I did something bold. I pulled out my phone and went live on Facebook. "Hey everyone," I said to the camera. "Meet Brad." He thought it was a great idea to sleep with my wife at the Jury Inn. So I called his wife. Now he's getting divorced. And he came here to fight me. "How'd that work out for you, Brad?" He couldn't say a word. His swollen face said enough. My wife, watching from the porch, burst into tears and ran inside when I turned the camera toward her. "Why are you leaving now?" I called out. "Brad needs you." I ended the live stream by announcing I had filed for divorce. By morning, the video had spread like wildfire. Thousands of views, reactions, and comments. People from every corner of our town and beyond had seen Brad's face and heard the truth. He became a joke, a meme, a cautionary tale. And with 2 black eyes and an injured ankle, he had more than just bruised pride to deal with. As for Anna, she was mortified. But there was no salvaging what was lost. That night, I packed her things and sent her on her way. The home we built together no longer belonged to both of us. It was mine now, a place for healing, not hiding lies. Looking back, I can't believe how blind I was. But betrayal has a way of ripping the blindfold off, of forcing you to see people for who they really are. Some may think I went too far. But when you give your heart, your loyalty, your everything to someone, and they throw it away for a cheap thrill, you learn exactly what you're capable of. My advice to anyone going through something similar? Don't shrink. Don't break. Stand tall. You don't need to fight with your fists, but never let anyone walk over your worth. And if you're carrying pain, find a way to turn it into strength. For me, that outlet was martial arts. It gave me clarity, discipline, and a way to rise from the ashes of what had been my life. So that's my story. If you've made it this far, thanks for listening. I didn't share it for sympathy, I shared it because sometimes, telling the truth is the strongest thing you can do. And if it made you think or made you laugh or maybe even inspired you a little, then it was worth sharing. Here's to letting go of betrayal, reclaiming your peace, and moving forward with nothing but strength in your stride.